and thank you for joining me. Today I have in mind a chair yoga session for ankles and open the feet, open the knees, and grounding a little bit more through our seat, which will help us to feel better in our lower back and certainly like all around. So I'm just using a chair that has a back to it. And this is, I think, a great way to squeeze a little yoga practice in when you don't feel like rolling your mat out, or if you're not able to roll your yoga mat out. You could still open pathways and clean and clear the body by sitting on a chair and following along. So from here, let's just take our hands in the lap, and you can have your hands however you'd like to. I like to start with 3 nice deep breaths through all parts of the body, and it's a great way to ground, and it's a great way to being here and now. So let's just together close our eyes, sit nice and tall on the sit bones, and gently start to move the breath all the way in from the deepest part of the lungs, the belly, and all the way up towards the top of the collarbones, maybe even up through the top of the head. And then exhaling. And 2 more like that. And 1 more. And exhale. And open the eyes and release the hands. And we'll take them to the side and inhale 3 more times. Inhale and exhale, grow nice and tall through the seat, through the spine, through the side of the body. Inhale and exhale. And again, 1 more time. Inhale, take it all the way up, and exhale, bring it all the way back down. And from here, I'm going to sit on the edge of my chair and take my right foot up and start by circling the ankle. One way, we'll just choose 1 lap and circle for about 5 times around and 5 times around the second direction. Just kind of building a little strength in the quad, and also a nice big circle onto the ankle, and point and flex for about 5 times as well, and open the juices in the ankle. Sometimes they can get it a little congested, and then sometimes it's hard to ground down. And then slowly release and put the foot down and switch to the second side, and holding that leg up and rolling the ankle. You can always take your hands around your leg if you need extra help to hold your leg up. If not, use your abs to keep your leg lifted, and then we'll circle around the second side. And just enjoying maybe some snap and crackles in there, and open up some pathways, and putting the ligaments back in their direct pathway for optimal health for our lower leg. And then we'll point and flex a few times as well. I like to keep it to about 5. We'll do 1 more for good measure, and then slowly release and take it all the way back down. Come up onto the toes, and then sink the heels back down. Come up to the toes, sink the heels back down, and 1 more time. Come up onto the toes and sink the heels down. Great. Should feel nice and open through the ankles into all the 7,000 nerve endings in each foot. We want to make sure they are transmitting nice open energy to our organs. From here, open your feet wide and take your hands on your knees with your thumbs facing in. Right shoulder to the center, twisting, looking over towards your left shoulder. Grounded through the feet, bringing it up and over to the second side. Left shoulder into the center. And exhale, release, taking it all the way back up. Come up onto your toes. Take your right forearm to your right thigh. Sweep the left arm all the way up for a nice long side body. Take the gaze up towards the thumb. Press down the mounds of the big toe, the ball of the foot, and get a little action in awakening in towards the calf. Sweep your right arm up and your left elbow arm towards your left leg for support, long side of the waist. And exhale, take it back down. From here, come back down with your feet fully onto the floor. I have to adjust my seat a little bit because I'm kind of short in my legs. So then we just sit nice and tall. And there's a lot of rooting down from the seat all the way down towards the feet. And we'll come back again and take the right forearm down and the left arm up towards the sky. Just a nice big long side body. You can take your left hand behind your head and press your hand and your head into each other and open up a little bit more in your left waist, in your left side of the belly trunk area. And slowly come back to the center and switch sides. Take your left forearm down, root down evenly through all four corners of both feet. Sweep the right arm up, press your left forearm down, take your right hand behind your occipital ridge or the base of the skull, and then press your hand and your head into each other and take the gaze up towards the sky. Up and underneath the upper arm. We'll take one more breath here. And exhale, release. Bring it back up. And take a pause. There should be some nice breath into the whole body, all four sides. Take your legs and bring them together. Nice. From here, take yourself over towards the right side. So you might be going the other side, but maybe we'll go the same direction. Take your seat a little bit out onto the edge of the chair and bring the feet all the way together. Bring your arms forward. Take your upper arm bones in. So it's good to sit right at the edge of the seat here with the sit bones. Come up onto the toes again, rolling up onto the toes and having the knees and the ankles stacked. Pull the upper arm bones in, take your arms up for chair pose in a nice supported way. And we might hinge forward here slightly. And there will be more rooting down through the ball of your feet. More ankle strength. And then maybe looking up towards your thumbs or right between the hands. And from here, come back up to your seat. Roll down onto your heels. Ground through all four corners of the feet. Take your right elbow to your left knee and press the palms together for twisting. Knees are stacked. Take the gaze up towards the sky. Hips and knees are stacked evenly next to each other for a nice twisting in towards the whole spine in a nice even way. And exhale, release, take the gaze down. Release the hands, inhale. Take your arms up, take your heels out. Feet can be hip width apart, they can be together. You kind of have hooked your sit bones around the edge of your chair. Bend slightly into the knees, lengthen the arms, and then hook your heels down and fold forward. And take your hands anywhere around the knees. Maybe the hands are right below the knees, maybe you elongate your spine. We can sit right here, it's perfect. Or you can come down and put your hands to the ankles. You can take the hands down towards the floor for more stretching in towards your calf. So wherever it feels like you are finding your stretch, you can certainly feel it just about anywhere. Just after being up onto our toes, it's nice to release the pressure into the calves. Release the head, release the spine, release the neck. One more breath. And then gently take the hands back up and bring yourself back to a normal seat. And we'll swing it over to the second side. And take yourself out so that your sit bones are right at the edge of the chair. And bring your knees and ankles stacked and come up onto the toes for chair pose. Chair pose on chair pose. Inhale, take the arms forward. Take your upper arm bones in and feel nice and connected in the upper back. And it kind of sends a signal to sit a little bit more grounded into the chair with the sit bones. Bring the arms up and then bring your ribs in. So it's like a seated abdominal curl. And then hinge and fold forward and take your chair pose right here. And you might take your gaze up to your thumbs or between your hands, and you press the ball of the foot down and get a nice little flow in towards the calves, back of the lower leg. To come back up to your seat. Take your palms together and take your left elbow to your right knee and press your palms into each other for twisting. Take the gaze up towards the sky over your right shoulder. Breathing, twisting, knees are stacked, hips are stacked. And exhale, release. Take the gaze back down, send the heels down and release. Take your arms back up towards the sky, and then from here, send the legs out and hook your heels down onto the floor mat, or you might be wearing some comfortable sneakers. And then from there, hinge and fold, and maybe take your hands right underneath your knees. Maybe taking your hands down towards your ankles. Maybe you have pillows or blocks for your hands, or you might take your hands down to the floor. Hook your heels and stretch into the back of the legs, the whole backside. Flex your feet, release and relax into your spine, relax the neck. And let the seat be heavy on the chair. Give yourself a few more breaths. Should feel good for the lower back. One more breath here. And then gently help yourself back up and bring the knees in, legs in, and come to the center. And from here, we are going to move into some warrior and crescent poses before we come up to a few standing, supported, holding on to the chair. So let's take our right leg over the chair so that your knee and your knee is on one side of the chair and your sit bone is on the other side of the chair. You might buffer up the chair with a pillow or something that's comfortable to sit on. So come up onto your right toes. We'll come back up into that crescent toes again. Take your hands, one on the knee and one on your back leg. For me, it's the left leg. And then we're gonna take the left arm up and just do like a kind of a reverse lift up to the sky for the left side. So the elongated leg behind you, the same arm goes up towards the sky. Just to be able to ground down, we lift up the side bodies and create more space for the hips to find pathways into the legs and into the feet. Press down into your left foot, the one that's elongated, the foot that's stretched out behind you. Come up high on your right toes. And then from there, take your left hand down towards your knee and your right arm straight up for a nice long side of the waist on your right side. Lifting off any stagnation on the right hip, the whole right side body. And then from here, take your arms out to the side for warrior two with your hips open towards me, towards the side, and then come up high on your right toes for one more breath. And then from here, take your hands down, and we're going to support ourselves as we take the right foot down to the floor and press down through the right foot and the left foot for warrior two. Sweeping the arms out to the side. Stabilizing from the hips down the legs into the feet and beyond. Flip your right palm up and take it all the way up and back. Take your right forearm to your right knee, thigh, sweep the left arm up and over. And gently take it all the way back up. From there, support yourself on your chair and come to the second side. Extend your right foot behind you, come up high onto your left toes for an open warrior two with your hands, one on the knee and one on your back leg. So the leg that's extended, take that arm up to the sky. For me, it's the right arm. Sweep your right arm all the way up. We're just taking a nice big long stretch on the whole right side of the waist. You might take your gaze up towards the sky and take your right hand to the knee behind you and your left arm up towards the ceiling, to the sky. Come up high on your left crescent toes, working your calf, the pathways in the back of the leg. And exhale, take it all the way out to warrior two, sweeping the arms out, toning into the belly, sitting nice and tall. Opening shoulders, opening neck and throat, and exhale, take it back down. And from here, adjust yourself so that you can have both feet flat on the floor. So now we're just extend down through the heels, all the way down from the calves, from the lower leg bone, all the way in towards the heel. Bring your arms up towards the horizon for warrior two. Flip your left palm up and take your left arm up and over towards the back for crescent to the back. And from here, take your left forearm to your left thigh, sweep your right arm up and over, bicep towards ear, full extension on the side of the waist. And exhale, take it all the way back out for warrior two, and then hands to the sides. Bring your legs back in and we'll switch to the first side again. How are your legs doing? I can really feel these stretches. They're kind of intense for me. Come up high onto your back toes, the left leg. Come up high onto your right toes. And so we are in crescent lunge, both onto our mounts of the feet, both onto our toes. And we're gonna twist from here. Take your left hand on the side of your chair in the back. Take your right hand on the side of the chair and give yourself a nice gentle twist away from me, over towards the back of the chair. And exhale, take it back to the center. Sweep your arms up to the sky. And by doing the twist first, maybe that helped us a little bit to have our shoulders and our hips stacked towards above and below each other. Take your right foot and see if you can bring it towards the floor and just flexing that foot. And maybe it touches the foot, maybe you're flexing it. And then exhale, take your gaze up and lift it all the way up. And exhale, release hands. Bring your toes back down if they're lifted off like mine, and then take it to the second side. Left side, crescent, come up high into your right toes, and come up high onto your left toes. And find a comfortable seat right here to open the front and the back of the legs. Take a crescent lunge twist with your left hand onto the side of the chair and the right hand onto the side of the chair on one side, and just firmly holding on to the chair, backrest for your twist. Opening the heart, the lungs, the shoulders, twisting in towards the spine, looking over your left shoulder. A few breaths right here. And slowly taking it back to the center. Raise your arms up for crescent lunge for more enhanced long side of the waist, for more lifting in and up and finding our center and extending out from there. You can flex your foot from here in the front, and you might lift up and back, toning the whole body. And exhale, releasing your hands, putting your left foot back down if it lifted up, and then coming to the center. Bring your legs together and just hug the midline for a moment, kind of squeezing the skin to the muscle and the muscles to the bone, and finding a new place for all the parts to be after we did all that external rotation. We'll take a nice big inhale and exhale, hands down to the side. And again, we inhale, bring it all the way up. And exhale, bring it all the way back down. Nice. Let's come up and take a stand on the side of our chair. I'm going to move my chair over a little bit. Take the right hand onto the backrest, or hold on to it so you feel nice and steady. Take your left hand for a quad stretch around your left ankle, and see if you can kind of connect a little bit more with the stretch by taking your tailbone and driving it down towards the right inner heel. Bend in towards the right knee slightly so that your hip and your ankle feels connected and stacked above and below each other, and that you can feel all four corners of your right foot. And we'll take another breath right here. You might press your hand and your ankle against each other and dig a little deeper into your left quad. And then from there, put your foot back down. See how that feels. Take a breath, and then take your left leg in and hug your left knee in towards the chest. And send a whole lot of energy and stability from your right side down your leg, down your ankle, to all four corners of your foot and beyond. And then exhale, send your left leg down. We have one more, tree pose, with your left foot can either be down at the ankle, we can be right here. It can lift up towards the knee, or you can help with your hand and take your your foot up to the inner thigh on your right side. Now press your inner thigh in towards your foot and flip on the ignition for the abs to hold on to the center. And you might have your hand at the heart. You might reach your left arm all the way up. Nice. And we'll stay here and lift the lower belly in and send lots of grounding energy down the right side to all that open pathways we created with our opening ankles and our side angles. One more breath. And exhale, take the hand back down, hands around your ankle, around your knee, and hug your leg back in and send your foot down to the floor. Take a little pause and see how that feels. Should feel pretty good. And switch to the second side. Take your left hand around your chair for support, and take your right hand around your right ankle and get into a quad stretch on your right side. I would like for you to bend your left knee so that your hip and your ankle are stacked above and below each other, and it should feel nice and stable for the foot and for all the four corners of the foot to ground down. Press your right hand and your right ankle into each other. And drive your right knee down, drive your tailbone straight down to the inside of the left foot. And we'll take another breath right here. And exhale, release your foot down, take a pause. See how it feels to stand on both feet. And then take your right knee into the chest, toning the belly to stay nice and steady in the left leg and the left foot. One more breath right here, and grounding the right femur in. And exhale, release the foot back down. And from here we'll take and see how it feels to bend the right knee and coming into tree pose with the support of the chair. Maybe the foot is by the ankle, maybe it's over towards the knee with a lot of core holding on so the knee and the hip and the ankle feels secure. Maybe the foot comes up towards the left inner thigh. Bend into the left knee so you have some good stability into the whole left leg. Hug the skin to muscle, muscle to bone on your left side, and the right side will mimic right away. Maybe you take your right arm up to the sky, long side body. Maybe that left side body will lift equally. And then we'll pull the lower belly into the center and stay nice and grounded through all four corners of the left foot, all the way from the belly and all the way down. One more breath right here. And exhale, release, take it all the way back down. Hand can be around the knee, around the ankle, and then we'll send the leg back down to the floor. And we'll come back and take a seat. And come back to the very beginning where we lifted up the right foot and make circles again on the right foot, making sure that all those pathways that we opened up, you can switch to the second direction. All those pathways have a good way of releasing and grounding down through the ankle, through the foot, and point and flex a few times as well. Just a really nice way to stay firm and stay centered and stay at ease. So we're not just all up here thinking all the time, but we can also just descend down and feel a little bit more settled and at ease. Or using it to open ankles and knees and hips as well. And we roll the second direction. And then we point and flex the left foot. And from here, we'll just take a comfortable seat and have your hands around. You can hold your chair and tip your ear down towards the left side. And if it doesn't work to hold your chair, just let your hands be on the side. And coming into a neck stretch on the right side. Having all four corners of our feet down, nice and grounded. Breathing. And coming back up with your head to the ceiling, to the sky, and then switching to the second side. Taking your right ear towards the right shoulder. Breathing, softening, melting into the layers of the left side of the neck. One more breath here. And gently bring it back up to the center. And turn the palms, and we'll take one more nice big breath up to the center, palms together. Take the hands down to the heart. And thank you so much for joining me for some chair yoga. I hope it makes you feel as great as I feel when I move my body, whether it's on the yoga mat or if it's doing yoga with a chair. I think it's fabulous, any variation, and I hope that you enjoy it. Thank you so much for joining, and feel free to share it to anyone that you feel could use it. And I'll see you in the next video. Namaste.